Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be another update for my 2018 Project Pan. If you didn't see my intro video, then I will make sure and link that one up above for you. But basically I am trying to either pan or finish 18 products in 2018, which was definitely an ambitious project for me. I know that. I am certainly realizing that. I've never tried to do panning before, which is partly why it was ambitious, but also in general, 18 products is a lot. Even though I did try to do sort of a wide spectrum of types of products, I think that I did, I think that I picked a good variety of products, but it's still been very, very difficult. I will admit that. It was a challenge, and I feel like even if I don't complete every single goal, and I don't complete every single product, I feel good about what I've done, and it will hopefully encourage me to do some more panning in the future. I don't think that I'm going to be doing 19 products in 2019. I will have to definitely pare it down a little bit for the next year because I can't just keep doing more products, but I feel really good about this one as being, my first Project Pan. I think that it's been really good for me and pushing me to use some of the stuff that has been sitting in my collection a little bit. And, some of these products are ones that I want to use up because I'm not a huge fan of them anymore. And some of them, it's just that I've had them a long time. They're just a variety of reasons. And I will say some of these things, I've gotten really tired of them, and we'll go through them and you'll hear what I'm talking about. If you didn't see my last update, which was a few months ago, I will link that one up above for you so you can see. But I'm really excited about this update because the first update was not amazing. I mean, I still was proud of myself, but I think that I only completed one product. I started the project a little bit late, so it was only like 2 months in or a month and a half, something like that. So, it wasn't a ton of time, but so I felt really proud that I did at least complete one product, but I feel really good about this update because I have a lot of progress to share with you. Let's just jump right in. So the first one is this Makeup Forever Step 1 primer. It's the smoothing primer, and I do like this. I'm kind of over it, to be honest with you. It does smooth your skin out, but not enough that I feel like I'm kind of wasting my time putting this on a lot of the time, especially if I'm using a foundation that smooths out my skin or a powder that smooths out my skin. I feel like this is just sort of unnecessary, so I've been really just trying to use it up. There's a lot of product in here because you don't need a lot and you shouldn't use a lot of this. The other thing that I mentioned in my last update was that in the drier months, I was having trouble using this with the foundation that I have in this project because it's the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, and the combination of those two was a little too dry for me at that point. It still is a little bit dry, but a little bit better now that it's warmer out. I do tend to like this a little bit better with a more hydrating foundation. So this is okay, this is fine. Anyway, you can see on the back there that I've kind of marked my progress. So it's been kind of steady progress, not anything amazing. I still have a long way to go, but I'm getting there. I'm making progress. I could be doing better with this one though, for sure. The next one is the foundation that I was just talking about, the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I'm knocking my stuff over here. Oh my God, I'm knocking everything over. So, ta-da! I finished the foundation. Very, very, very excited. And I really did think that I was going to be able to complete this one because I didn't have a ton left. And you can see, I scraped it out. I used like a beauty spatula. And if you don't have something like that, they're really inexpensive from Amazon. I just got one there. You could probably get them at like Sally Beauty, that kind of thing. But it really helps to totally use up a foundation. Otherwise I wouldn't have been able to get every last drop out of here. Obviously there's still some around the sides, but like I had to call it at some point. And I was really excited to finish this up. I do really love this foundation. So I'm kind of bummed because I would consider repurchasing this. I just hate the fact that it doesn't have a pump or anything like that. It's really kind of a pain that it just has this opening. And I know you can buy pumps for it, but from what I've heard, they don't really fit super well. So I think I'm gonna hold off on repurchasing this for now, but I do really enjoy this foundation and I would definitely recommend it if you don't mind that it's a little messy. So then I have a concealer. I have this Naked Skin from Urban Decay. And I had mentioned that part of the reason that I wanted to pan this one, I wanna finish this really, is just because of the shade. It's just too light for me. I used to really go for the highlighted effect underneath my eyes, and I just don't really go for that anymore. So this is in the shade Fair Neutral, which is just way too light for me, especially now because my skin is a little bit more tan now that it's warmer out. And so the problem is I'm definitely going slowly with this one, because when I do use it, I really just use a tiny bit to highlight, because I just don't really want to use this on its own underneath my eyes. It's just too light for me, honestly. If I hold this up to the light, I can see that it's down towards the bottom. It's hard to tell exactly, but I'm definitely getting there. I'm certainly more than halfway done, but it's hard to tell exactly. And like I said, I'm moving slowly just because I'm using this very little bit at a time. But I think that I can probably do this by the end of the year, but it will be close. So then I have a powder, and this is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in the shade Medium. I'm not a huge fan of this powder anymore. I used to like it a little bit more. I am wearing it today. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, and some people absolutely love this powder, so, you know, you'd kind of have to see for yourself. I can't really pinpoint exactly what I don't love about this. It's just okay to me. It's just not my favorite. The way that I've been using this a lot of the time is as sort of a powder foundation. I don't mind it that way. It's not going to be the most long wearing thing for me, but you know, on a day where I just want to put a little bit of concealer and then a little bit of powder to look, you know, pretty natural, then this works out fine. And I'm getting close on this one. I have officially hit pan on it. You can see that there. So I am definitely doing well. I think that I will absolutely be able to finish this one up this year. I'm getting very, very close. So I'm very excited about that. You can see all that pan there. You know, with products like these, that's the pan. It almost doesn't look like you finished it up, but that's the way that it looks. So I'm getting close. If I continue to use it as a powder foundation, I think that that will help me use it up a lot quicker. So then one that I'm not doing so great on, I really have been trying though, so that's what's kind of frustrating about it. This is the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. So I've been using this as, you know, it's a cream shadow, but I've been using it as an eyeshadow primer. And I mentioned that the reason why I'm trying to use this up and why I hadn't been using it a ton is because for me, it's not super long lasting. It's fine for like half of a day, but if I wear it throughout a whole day, my eyeshadow will crease. I do have oily eyelids, so just keep that in mind. But I definitely feel like this isn't the longest wearing primer for me personally. I know people who swear by this, and I don't mind it. I really do like this. So I've been just using this every single time that I'm wearing makeup for like maybe the second half of the day. I've mentioned that, you know, I very often put on makeup during my daughter's afternoon nap. So then I don't necessarily need something that's going to last me all day long. So whenever I'm in those situations, I've used this, and I can't believe I haven't hit pan on it. I've used it a ton. And the thing about this is that you don't want to use so much of it. So it's not like I can just slather this on and just like really try to use it up, because then it really won't look good. But I have been using this like crazy. I keep thinking I'm going to hit the bottom there, but not quite yet. So my goal was to finish this. I'm not really sure that's going to happen. So I might kind of revise that goal and say I would just like to hit pan on this. I do want to use it up at some point, but I just don't know if it's going to happen this year. Then we have this palette from Too Faced, the Natural Eyes palette. I said that I just wanted to hit pan on one shadow. It didn't really matter which one. I didn't need to hit pan on, you know, multiple. And the funny thing was, the last update that I did, if you saw that, I talked about how I couldn't believe that I hadn't hit pan on this because I was so close, and I kept feeling like I was so close and still nothing. These shadows are really dense. I've heard other people talk about that, about how hard the Too Faced palettes are to pan, which is good if you're somebody who doesn't have a lot of palettes, but when you're trying to pan, it can be very, very frustrating. But the day after I filmed that update, I hit pan on 2 shadows, okay? So you can see I hit pan on this one here and this one here, the shade Heaven and the shade Nudie, which are the ones that I kind of expected to hit pan on pretty quickly. And then later on, I hit pan on that one right there, which was the other one that I was thinking I would. It's called Push Up. So I'm really excited that I completed that. And I mean, I've still been using this. I've definitely toned down my use just because I feel like I reached my goal. So, you know, I still want to use this, but I don't want to like get burnt out on this because I already was getting a little bit tired of using this. But I will say I'm still using it, and I would love to hit pan on one more if I could. I don't know how easy that's going to be just because I know how long it took me to hit pan on the other ones. And when I started this challenge, I definitely had dents in those shades, so it wasn't like I was starting from scratch. I'm gonna try and hit pan on Silk Teddy. by the end of this year if possible. There's definitely a dip in it. It's not a huge dip, but I use that shade a lot as like an inner corner highlight or all over the lid or something like that. So I'm gonna try. I don't know that I'm gonna really hit pan on any other ones. You know, we'll see. I mean, we'll take a look at what it looks like at the next update, but I at least feel good that I hit pan on 3 shadows in this one, so I'm excited about that. All right, I have a single eyeshadow. This is the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in Sequin. I've mentioned that I'm really not a huge fan of these shadows anymore. They're just a little bit more of a pain. They are really pretty. I feel like they don't last super long if I don't use some type of like glitter primer or something like that. But I do think that they look really pretty. You kind of have to use your fingers. I feel like I know they say that you can use a synthetic brush, but I just don't feel like I can get the same effect if I do that. I'm really surprised that I haven't hit pan on this yet. I really feel like I'm super, super close. You can see I've used this like crazy. I'm definitely tired of this. I think I was tired of this at my last update. I've toned down my use just so that I don't get too sick of it that I can't even complete the goal. So I don't use this a ton. You can see, I mean, I've done really, really well, but it's been hard because, you know, I mean, it's really pretty. Every time I've worn it, I get compliments, but I just like to change up my look. So I've just been kind of getting a little sick of it. So I haven't used this as much more recently, but I still feel like I can hit pan on this one. I feel like I've got to be getting close. It really looks like I'm getting close there. I actually did a single eyeshadow and pigment collection and declutter video pretty recently. I'll link that one up above for you if you didn't see it, but I decluttered a bunch of my ColourPop Super Shock shadows just because I just, you know, I get tired of them and I don't use them as much as other things. You know, even as some of my other single shadows or my pigments, I just don't use this as much. So I definitely am really hoping to hit pan pretty soon on this one. So for a bunch of other things too, I have one more eye thing that I'll show you on this paper, and then I've got some face things. So I've got this Trish McAvoy eyeshadow stick. It's the 24-hour eyeshadow and liner in the shade Smoky Emerald, and I can't seem to find this shade online anymore, which is a shame because it is really, really pretty. They do sell this formula though still, and it's really nice. I think that Trish McAvoy doesn't get talked about a lot, but it is a really nice brand. And I've struggled with this one. I talked about this last time. It's really hard because unless I use this all over the lid, I just don't use a lot of it because I'm just putting it as like a liner, and I don't always want green. I mean, it's a sparkly green color. You can kind of see the color there. Here, I'll swatch it for you so you can see. So it's a beautiful shade. I mean, I really do love this, but I've been struggling with that one because I don't always want to wear, you know, the same look that I've done with this where I use a lot of this. And so you can see my progress here. So you can see where I started my first update and where I am now. So steady progress, but not great. I mean, I still have a long way to go with that one. I don't really know that I'm gonna reach that by the end of the year because again, you know, I don't wanna like be bored doing my makeup. That kind of defeats the whole purpose for me. And, you know, so I can't use this every single day or every single time I do my makeup, but I'm trying. I'm not doing great, but I'm trying. So then I have a few face products to talk about. So the one that I had completed last time was the NARS Laguna. I had hit pan on that one already, and you can see that I have extended that pan quite a bit. I've definitely toned down using this just because, you know, now that I have reached my goal, I feel like I can use other things a little bit more. I do love this bronzer though. I just felt like I had had it for a long time. Plus I have this shade in a palette from NARS, so it's not like I'm gonna need to repurchase this as soon as I finish this up. Plus, like once you hit pan on something, I feel like it seems like you use it up a lot more quickly after that, you know, because the pan just sort of, you know, gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So I've definitely continued to use this, but I've toned down my use just a little bit now that I completed my goal with that one. Another one though that I completed is this Naked Flush palette from Urban Decay. This is the Streak palette, and I really do like this. I use this a lot when I travel. I just hadn't been using this a lot at home. And the only problem with this, and this is just, it's kind of a mess now because the problem is I wanted to just hit pan on one thing in this one. Hold on, it's like falling everywhere. So I hit pan first on the highlighter shade right there. And then I hit pan on the bronzer, and the problem is now it just keeps crumbling away. So I've been trying to continue using it, but it keeps crumbling. So that's the only issue with this, unfortunately. The blush, I haven't gotten there yet, and I don't know that I will. I'll try, but my goal was really just to hit pan on one of these, and I did complete that. So I feel good about that, but I do really love this product. Then I have a cream blush by Makeup Forever. This is the blush in 215. This is really pretty. I just don't love using cream products as much anymore. So I just kind of wanted to hit pan on this one and maybe eventually use it up. So I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I have hit pan on it. Oh, you can see that. You can definitely see that. So I'm really excited about that. I have hit pan. I've definitely, you know, toned down my usage a little bit of this because I was starting to get really, really sick of it. But it is really, really pretty. If you like cream products, this is a great one. I do love it. I just don't love using cream blushes and all of that anyway. So I definitely would recommend this if you like something like this. And I'm very, very excited that I hit my goal, and I'm gonna continue to use it for sure because I'd love to use this up before it expires, but I'm still very excited that I actually hit pan on it. I have two more highlighters other than the one that was in that Urban Decay palette. So I have the Benefit What's Up. This is a little mini size. If you like cream products, I'm not a huge fan of them, like I've mentioned. This is a great one. I would definitely recommend it. It's a beautiful color. And I've been getting a lot more use out of this one and the other highlighter actually because of the warmer weather. And I mentioned that I thought that that would be the case because then I could, you know, put some highlighter on my shoulders, you know, on my collarbone, which I do really like to do. So that's kind of how I've been using this a lot more, and you can see that I've made a lot more progress on this. I'll show you here as well. You can see that's the Benefit What's Up right there. And you can see that I was not doing great in the beginning, and now I'm doing a lot better. So I do feel pretty confident that I'm gonna use this one up because I have made so much more progress now that I can actually use it on my body and not just my face. And then the other highlighter that I have is the Becca Opal one. And the other thing that I had mentioned about this one was the fact that it's like a tad dark for me in the wintertime. And I actually have a little bit of color right now, which is so weird because I normally don't do that. But because I've been outside so much more with my daughter, I actually got a little bit of color. I actually had to get a foundation in a darker shade, which is just so weird to me because I never have to do that. I hit pan on this one, which I'm so excited about because I don't think I've ever hit pan on a highlighter before, and now I've hit pan on two in this project, which I think is so awesome. So I'm very excited about that. I do love this highlighter. It's beautiful. I actually do have it on my shoulders today, and actually on my face. I have it on my face too, which normally I can't really get away with, but because I'm a little more tan, I can. It's a beautiful highlighter. I don't know that I would really repurchase it just because I prefer Moonstone from Becca or Champagne Pop. And if the shade works for you, then it's really, really pretty. Now we just have some lip products and then we'll be done. So I've got the MAC Lip Pencil in Dervish. I mentioned that the reason why I want to use this one up is because it's so dry. I really don't enjoy wearing it. I have it underneath my lipstick today. I've been just trying to use this as much as possible, and I'm doing really well, I think. You can see that I've had quite a bit of progress. You can see that's it right there. So that's where I started. That was my first update, and now this one. So I'm doing really, really well with this. I'm getting close, so happy with the progress on that one. And I really do like the color of that. It's just the formula. It's super, super dry, more so than my other MAC pencils. I just don't like that. Then I have the lipstick that I'm wearing actually as well today. This is the Urban Decay lipstick in Native. This is their old formula, so that's partly why I want to use it up. I have not been doing great with this lipstick. I've definitely made progress, but like with a lot of other things, very slow progress, you can see there. It's just not my favorite shade of lipstick anymore. It's just a very light pink, and it's just not what I can wear every single day. It's just not my favorite. So it's okay, it's not bad. It's just I have to kind of force myself to wear it, and so I'm just not getting a ton of use out of it. So I don't know how I'm gonna do with this one, but I'm trying. I'm really trying. But one that I do love and I have been wearing quite a bit, and you can see that I've made some good progress with this one. This is it right here, NARS Rakujen. You can see that's where I am now. I need to kind of remember to use this a little bit more. I'm getting really close, you can see, but I still have a ways to go, I think. I do love this shade though, so it's not like this one is hard for me to use. Then I have the gloss that I'm wearing on top of those two lip products. This is the NARS lip gloss in Turkish Delight. Again, sort of a light pink color, and it's just not my favorite. And these NARS lip glosses are not my favorite as well. The formula is fine. It's just, I don't know, I'm just not crazy about them, and they're certainly expensive because they're NARS, and I don't think they're really worth the price. I think I have other high-end glosses that I think are worth the price. And also they kind of like leak a little bit, which is weird. And I even store it upright like this and it still does that. So I don't know. I can't really tell how I'm doing because you can't really see, but I definitely can see through it a little bit more now. So I feel like I'm doing really well with it. It's hard to tell exactly how much I have left, but I'm doing well. I think I'm doing pretty well. And the last thing is this Stila liquid lipstick. This is in the shade Patina. I do really love this shade, and I used to love this formula. It's still fine. It's just not my absolute favorite anymore. But you can see, like, you can see through it. So I'm definitely doing really well with this one. I'm not sure exactly how much I have left. I know I'm like a broken record. I'm not gonna take the stop route. I just don't wanna do something like that. I know that I would, you know, be unable to get all of the product out if I don't take out the stopper. But I feel like that will just make it messy, and then I'm not gonna wanna wear it after that. So I'm just gonna use up as much as I can without taking out the stopper. And I think that I'm getting pretty close with this one, and I need to really get on this one because the formula is definitely starting to change a little bit. And once it does change, even if it still smells okay, I'm not gonna enjoy wearing it. And that's what happened with my Dose of Color Stone. The formula, you know, it hadn't gone bad, hadn't turned, but the formula changed to the point where I wasn't enjoying wearing it anymore, and it was just different than my other ones. So I need to get this one done so that I can finish it before the formula goes really, really bad. All right, everyone, so that is it for all of my products for this project pan. How do you think that I did? I feel really excited about it. I feel like I reached goals on a lot of these products. I still have a long way to go with some of them, but like I said, to me, the whole point is trying to use up my stuff and use up certain things that I have and just give more attention to things in my collection. So even if I don't complete every single one of my goals, I'm still gonna feel really good about this at the end. I really do feel that way. You know, everybody approaches project pans differently, but that's the way that I feel about it. I'm still gonna keep going with these though. I'm gonna do my very best. Some of these I know that I'll be able to complete, and some of them I'm just not so sure about, but we'll see how it goes. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what product you think I'm gonna hit pan on next, or that I'm gonna finish up next. I'm really curious to hear what you think. If you like this video, please make sure and give it a big thumbs up. That really does help out my channel so much. If you are not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I would love for you to stick around, and I really hope to see you next time. Bye.